EM tells me I can't use sign language at home because she won't learn it. So I've been told to share this. Not sure if anyone will be interested. This is about my adoptive mother. My adoptive parents are British citizens who moved into my country in the Europe. They adopted me, actually expecting mental disabilities, but I was just profoundly deaf. You would think that would be easier. So I grow up, I get enrolled in deaf schools. I were uh, where I learn sign language. But my mother decides it's too hard for her to learn sign language, and actually bans me from using it in the house. I had to mime or point at things until I could start writing, upon which I carried around a notebook everywhere. If I did try to sign, I was called disrespectful for not including her in the conversation. In a strange way, this made my written language skills very good, as well as my lip reading skills, which many deaf people have challenges with. It was very difficult and upsetting living with her. My adoptive father was nice, but he just listened to whatever she wanted. He became a bad parent too. I went to university and limited containing them. I went to university and limited contacting them the one time I tried to visit them for the holidays. I returned to a house with a stranger family. My adoptive parent had moved back to Britain without telling me. Who does that? Man, I'm really sorry for your adoptive parents. They seem very rude. Entitled mother throws shelves of food to the floor because I didn't break a rule for her, and how her baby will starve. So as stated in my past post here, I work at a Tesco, and it's in a pretty bad area. If I'm being honest, I never live there, and thanks to Christmas picking away at people's picking away at other people's pockets, a lot of people have started attending the reduction shelves a lot more than normal. So my job has been pretty hectic as of late. Normally, it's the occasional pushy customer who barges past me to get something off the shelf, and I didn't mind that too much. It's been it's to be somewhat expected, to be honest. But today something happened that actually made my blood boil. Uh, it all started after I was just finishing off the first reduction of the day. There are three normally, and today I was working late, so I ended up doing all wait all three when I saw an what the fuck three when I saw an arm reach over my head and grab a leg of lamp off the bottom shelf. I then heard a loud sigh that followed by an "Excuse me." I turned around to meet eyes with a woman, late 40s, with a typical Karen haircut. Holding her hand is a young girl who looks 6 or 7. So I say, "Yes, what can I help you?" "This lamp is only £1.45, cheaper than normal." "You need to make it cheaper because I want to buy lots of them and freeze them all. My little girl loves her lamp, don't you, sweetie?" Side note, There were 50 lamb legs on the shelf, left over from Christmas. The little girl nods. I smile and respond with, unfortunately, that's as low as it will go for now. I won't be doing the next review until around 2 o'clock. She does one of the weird fake smells and asks, and how much will be then? I tell her I didn't know. The price normally varies from between 30 and 55% off. Depending on how many have been sold since the first reduction. She then smiles and says, well, I don't think it will be cheap enough either. Can you make it any cheap? Can you do any better? I then explain that around 6 o'clock we do our final reduction and say that's left the anything that's left gets around 70% off, knocked off, and this seemed to please the EM, the entitled mother. And as she was walking away, she shouts back to me, So if you see me buy some of those lamb legs I buy, I'll be back around 7 o'clock. Sorry, ma'am, but I'm not allowed to save stock for anyone. It's first come, first served. That's the rules, I shout back. EM laughs and repeats that the fact that she will be back at 7 and then walks with her daughter around the corner. So I continue my work. I was about halfway done with the final reduction of the day, and this point it's around 6:45, and all of the mentioned lamb legs are already gone. They were picked off the shelves almost instantly, and this is when I see EM coming down the side towards me, basically dragging her poor daughter behind her, and I can already see the fire in her eyes. Where is all the lamb? I told you to save me some. I take a step back and try to explain. I'm sorry, ma'am, but like I said earlier, we aren't allowed to. No, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear your excuses. We needed that lamb for our meals. We don't have a lot of money for after Christmas. And that was going to be to feed my baby. Now we are going to starve. I'm almost certain that that entitled mother was exaggerating. But to try and calm the situation down, I offered her some of the other food I hadn't reduced yet. At a slightly better rate, Ian then looked through the trays that the rest of the food was stacked in. I like to take it off the shelves and keep it next to me, so I know what I have and haven't done yet. But when she had finished, she started screaming again. We don't want any of this crap. We want lamb. Get some of the shelf and give it to me now, or you have to, or we will starve. I really am sorry, but I'm not allowed. I cut myself off when I saw EM put her hands on the stack of trays of food that I was stood next to, and she pushed me onto the ground. The food went everywhere. Yogurt, meat, milk, pasta, dips, all over the floor. Me and the other customers, some of it even went on her own daughter. At this point I'm furious, and I went to scream at entitled mother. I went to throw the food back in her face and shove her to the ground. A few members of staff, including my manager, have now run over her and are making sure everyone is okay. Ian begins to walk away without even checking to see if her daughter was okay. My manager followed after her, and she left me. and left me and other stuff to clean the mess. I ended up staying around 45 minutes late to clean up the floor and myself. Around 150 pounds of food have been gone to waste tonight, all because I didn't break a rule for someone. Man, what an entitled mother. If I was you, I would call the security on her.